Hi, this is yours truly, Alicia. In this episode, I will be walking you through my first time painting by numbers. Alongside, we will talk about dreams and aspirations. I hope and pray that by the end of this video, we will all get some courage and motivation. If you're looking for a companion to do whatever you are doing, I am here for you. If you want to paint with me, pause this video, grab your materials, and let's do it together. You are not alone. Either way, I thank you from the bottom of my heart for being here. Let me start this off with a short story with a lot of firsts. I bought this paint by numbers activity from a store called KKV. It was also my first time entering that store. I was in awe of how aesthetic they put together that store. Their yellow walls, mirrors on the ceiling, the amount of snacks, accessories, toys, and activities you could see and choose from. It is, in my opinion, so amazing. And so, moving on to the next first, is that it was also my first time commuting by myself from my aunt's place to the mall. I actually asked my aunt to go with me. However, she just did not want to leave her house that day. Instead, she pushed me to take that opportunity to go do it by myself and do it afraid because it wasn't a usual occurrence for me to do that. And so I did. And I thought it would be perfect to buy a paint by numbers to commemorate that day. To keep the excitement going, I decided to only do the painting out in public. The first stop is at the center of Novali Soledad. During that day, my parents and grandparents were already in a cafe, and I was left with our dog, Sprinkles, who you saw earlier in the video. And I decided to just sit on one of the benches, get my materials out, and do the painting. It also gave me that boost to actually start filming out in public. However, since I am a shy person, of course, I lowered down the brightness of my phone just so that people wouldn't really see me recording this footage. With that said, all the footages that you will be seeing are months apart. For reference, the footage that you are seeing right now is from, I think, October or November of last year, and the last footage that you will be seeing is from June this year. So yeah, in between talking about our topic, we will have short breaks, which we will call stops. It will just introduce you to where I'm at as I'm painting and sharing with you what I ordered from either a restaurant or a cafe I'm at. Before we start, I have a question for you. What is your dream? What are your aspirations? Are you living it right now? Are you still working towards it? As for me, I'm still working towards it. And let me tell you the story of how my dreams transitioned. Before we do get into that story, let me ask you another question that we were asked when we were younger. What do you want to be when you grow up? As you remember and reminisce the answer to that question, let me welcome you to our second stop, which is at breakfast at Antonio's in Tagaytay. You will never go wrong with good food and good ambience when you are here. We are at the alfresco area because we have Sprinkles with us. And I think I got their house-made burger and their strawberry milkshake. I don't quite remember how the burger tasted like, but for sure it was delicious. What I can say, that strawberry milkshake you are seeing is one of the best strawberry milkshakes I have had. Now, do you remember your answer when you were asked when you were younger on what do you want to be when you grow up? For me, it started in preschool. I was asked that question and my answer was, I want to be a ballerina. I used to have this book that I would probably read every day. It's called All About Tutus. It was about two girls with their pink tutus, and they would wear it everywhere they go, and I wanted to do the same thing. Aside from that, I was told by my family that my godmother was able to get the chance to have ballet lessons when she was younger, and so I wanted to do the same. There was one summer before I turned grade 1 or entering elementary that my parents decided to enroll me to a ballet summer class, and I was so excited about it. We went to the mall, we bought me my first pink tutu and my pink ballet flats, and I thought I was living the dream. I went to my first baby class, and then my teacher accelerated me to the next level because she told my parents that I think I have potential. Thank you very much. Kidding aside, I did the recital. The following summer, my parents asked me if I wanted to do ballet lessons again, but I was also informed that my cousin was going to do swimming lessons. And to my thought, I was like, wait, what? Why would we do ballet lessons? I already know that. I want to go do the swimming lessons with my cousin. So I did. I went to enroll to do swimming lessons. But that's not part of the dream. That's just part of the story. So, moving on. We entered elementary school. We were finishing it. Grade 6, graduation. We are yet again asked, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I went on panic mode. I did not know what to say. It took me probably a week before I submitted my decision on what I wanted to recite in front of an audience, in front of all family and friends and classmates. And I said, I want to become a photographer because my father is one. But I don't want to take just portraits and special events. I wanted to be a travel photographer. I wanted to showcase the beautiful creation of our Lord. I submitted that. I recited it in front of everyone, and I stuttered. Maybe because it wasn't really my dream to an extent. Moving on, we are now entering high school, and this question becomes more pressing because there are only 4 years left before we have to decide on what strand to take and what course are we going to pursue. And so it transitioned from becoming a travel photographer to becoming a preschool teacher, because at this time I was so confused on what I wanted to be, and may tumatak sa isip ko na I don't know why it is that way, but in my thought, whatever you played as or like role played as when you were a kid, that is your intuition on who you are going to become in the future. Okay, I was looking back. What did I play when I was growing up? I played the role of a teacher. I would talk in front of the mirror. I would have a whiteboard and a whiteboard marker, a book, and would teach. And I also became a doctor, an OBGYN. I would use my teddy bears as the patient. I would have my chopsticks and I would slice into them or pretend slice into them. And I have a notebook where I would write C-section. And maybe it's because when I was a kid, I used to love watching this television show called I Didn't Know I Was Pregnant. I think that's why. And also watching my mom watch Grey's Anatomy. Apart from that, I role-played someone who has an office, would go on a lot of meetings, would talk a lot on the phone, someone who would go on elevator rides, which was just our door in the living room. And I would pretend that the lock on the doorknob are the buttons of the elevator. I would make pretend contracts that I would need to sign, and I do this by getting a bunch of scratch papers, crumpling them to make it look vintage, and even soaking it in water and letting it dry. That was how I played, and that was also my thought process onto deciding on who I want to become. And so from that, it became a preschool teacher, as I've mentioned. Then it became to becoming a special education teacher, because from the elementary school I graduated from, they offered services to help kids or students who have diverse physical and emotional needs. And I thought to myself that I want to do that. This is how I figured that whoever and whatever I do become in the future, I want my career to be fulfilling. I want it to be of service to others, to be of purpose, and just being an instrument of God to bless others with His grace. And so when I decided to become a special education teacher, there was kind of, not naman a negative connotation, but a feedback wherein they would ask me if I was ready to get hurt. And I took that negatively towards it being my career. So I told myself, okay, maybe not that. I went back to my thought process again. Okay, maybe I want to become a doctor. Additionally, no one in my immediate family is in healthcare, which is why I thought that it would be good that someone is in healthcare, so that if there are medical emergencies, I could be on top of it. And that's how that dream started. It was a dream that has now what I have been working towards for roughly 9 or 10 years. Hold that thought. I just remembered that I also dreamt of becoming a chemist, just because I was so fond of doing experiments when I was in the 4th grade. And then coming into grade 10, we had to choose from 2 electives for TLE. I'm not quite sure if that's what you call it. So the 2 options were either cooking or entrepreneurship. And I chose entrepreneurship because that same year, it was when I watched the movie called The Intern. It starred Robert De Niro and Anne Hathaway. And Anne Hathaway played the role of a business owner of this rising clothing brand. And I was inspired by that. So obsessed that I took up entrepreneurship as an elective for DLE, and I learned all about T-balances and all that. I enjoyed it, and when I was finally deciding whether or not I should go into ABM or STEM, I was questioned yet again. There were comments saying, you don't have to practically learn how to do business in a school setting. It is a career that you could achieve at the side of a more sustainable career. I took that negatively, just like what happened to my dream of becoming a special education teacher. And now that I am in my mid-20s, there is this question that I hope I asked myself, or someone has asked me, instead of just asking what do you want to be when you grow up. And it's the question, what do you value in life? What are your passions that would be your non-negotiables when you grow up? Because from there, you would be able to evaluate not just what kind of life you want, but what kind of lifestyle reflects your values day to day. From everything you experience in life, you now ask yourself, do I value this? Does it fuel me, give me joy, and make me want to keep doing more of it? Maybe even help others do the same. It could be asking yourself, do I enjoy family gatherings? Does that mean I value relationships and belonging? Do I love performing in front of an audience or reporting, meeting new people, and giving advice? Does that show I value expression, teaching, connection, and service? Do I want to solve problems or fix a machine or a vehicle? Does that show I value problem solving and resilience? Or maybe I find joy in developing new recipes or designing a bag, clothing, accessories, or even a website. Does that mean I value generosity, creativity, and making meaning? It could even be creating film, music, or stories. Does that show I value storytelling, culture, and inspiring others? Or perhaps I enjoy planning and organizing. Does that reflect valuing strategy and leadership? Maybe I'm drawn to science and discovery. Does that mean I value curiosity and knowledge? Or do I feel fulfilled caring for someone's health? Does that show I value compassion, healing, and service in healthcare? Whatever those values are, they matter more than a job title. They are the foundation of who you are and what path you choose. It's like when you're about to apply for work, you don't just go to a random company without knowing its mission, vision, and core values. These are the things we need to consider, that the values of the company we choose to work for align with our own values. And why not do the same for yourself in deciding who you want to become? I now welcome you to our third stop, which is at Taal, Vista. I was accompanying my grandparents here, and even though this is just in a hotel room, not really out in public, I still considered to do it here since it was still outside of my zone. Enjoy the progress of the painting. We are now filling in more of the flowers, and actually at this time I was deciding on painting the flowers a little bit differently than what was instructed. And now going back to the story, as I dive into that aspiration of becoming a doctor, it became not only a dream of mine but the other people around me. So I fear that not pursuing it would disappoint many people who are expecting me to become one. However, I wonder, for all those years that I was working towards this goal, that's the only thing I was focused on. I wasn't really able to explore or experience other things. My experiences are enclosed and limited to 4 corners of 3 different places: house, school, and the hospital. This was my routine. That's why I asked myself, now, I know it's probably too late, but hindi naman, diba? I'm still in my mid-20s. I could still explore a lot of things, and that is what I am doing right now. I want something beyond these 4 walls I am in. As I cross that bridge to the path of becoming a doctor, I take a step back and starting to look at the bigger picture. Is this what I really want? Is this the lifestyle that I want? Am I really prepared to throw away what is at the present that I value to just cross that bridge? As I rewind to what I have delved into earlier, such as playing by myself, dreaming to become a photographer, I was always my father's subject, or like trial subject for photos. Kaya all throughout my life, I really loved being in front of the camera. Anytime I got the chance to be in front of the camera, I would. I have tons of videos that whenever my father would pan a camera to my face, I would smile really big. Or if I was already talking to myself while playing, I would just get louder. I also loved performing in front of an audience, in front of family, and an actual audience. There was a time in elementary I was part of the dance group, and that fueled me. I enjoyed every moment of it. And I also have videos of me just vlogging when I was a kid, and how I wish I explore that at an early age. But here I am right now. Another fun fact is that During the NCAE, I don't remember if this is an exam that you take in grade 9 or grade 10 to help you gauge on what career your passions and knowledge align with. So it's called the National Career Assessment Examination, and the results from that was not healthcare. It would probably be like second or third on the list. But the first was actually careers like voice acting and being a radio jockey. And oh boy, do I want to experience what it is like to be in that industry. I want to explore content creation, and content creation just reminds me that there are other paths, other voices I can use, and other doors I can open. That is why I am here right now to open a door of opportunity that I have been knocking on but not completely opening for years. Even though that I was the person who would be the first one to volunteer for editing videos for a project and recording voiceovers, it never occurred to me that I was the only one who was holding myself back. All those years I wasted on overthinking because I care too much of what other people might say, that I was neglecting the things, the passions that would make me happy. It's getting a bit dramatic, so let's take a short break. We are now at our fourth stop, which is at Noon Cafe. I have been having their strawberry matcha and I love it so much. I keep coming back for that drink. I'm not really a matcha girly, but this changed me. It's creamy, it tastes like strawberry, and as for the main dish, I had their vongole pasta. The clams were fresh, although for my preference, it could use a little bit more of salt. So yeah, go ahead and try it. Going back to the topic, this is your chance to make things happen. Doors won't open unless you're willing to open them. Try that new hobby, talk to the person you've been wanting to, send that email, make new friends, advance your career, upscale your skills, learn new things, apply for that job abroad. Experience what you want to experience. It is time to stop making excuses, the ones that say you're not good enough, or that you don't have what it takes to start, or even you are not equipped to do it. Let me tell you something. You already have every resource you need, and it is spelled Y-O-U. The truth is, only you can stop yourself. You don't have to be big right away. What I mean is, you don't have to be a somebody to be heard or seen or valued. Everyone starts at the bottom of the ladder, so just start. As long as you're not stepping on anyone and it makes you happy, that is enough. You are enough. And don't let your mind convince you that you can't do it because of how people perceive you. Sometimes we stop ourselves because we think others already have a fixed idea of who we are, and we are afraid to change that. But remember, their perception does not define your path. Don't let it stop you from becoming who you want to be. We are at our last stop, which is right here at home. At this point, I just wanted to finish the painting, so we're adding the final touches, layering more paint to give texture and making sure no numbers are showing anymore. With that said, the takeaway for this episode is realizing that painting by numbers is how life often is. We color based on the numbers, we follow the lines. Just like in life, there are rules we need to follow, whether it's deadlines at work, responsibilities at home, or even the expectations society places on us. But the beauty lies in choosing which part to color next, or even choosing your own colors. In life, that's like deciding to set boundaries, daring to try something new, or reaching out to someone who truly understands you. Talking to someone who listens can give you perspective, remind you that you are not alone, and help you see colors you might have missed. As we go through life, we discover more of ourselves, And we make decisions along the way. Step by step, stroke by stroke, we figure things out. And sometimes that means changing direction, and that's okay. Changing does not erase who you are. It helps you reveal who you are becoming. Through it all, the most important part is being true to yourself. Because your voice, your choices, and your path matter. Each stroke you make and each color you choose is not absolute. There will be times we fall short. Maybe failing an exam, missing an opportunity, or facing rejection. But just like in painting, we can add another layer, make do, and lift ourselves again. It is the emotion you feel in that moment that transforms the work into a masterpiece. The outline reminds us that in every path we take, there will be people supporting us. Friends who cheer us on, mentors who guide us, or family who stand by us. And the big picture, once you finish, is how God helps you transform something empty and colorless into a beautiful blessing. So, whether you're painting with me, listening, or just reflecting, I hope this reminds you that life is full of firsts. Each stroke you make is part of your masterpiece. Take action, continue to dream, open doors, and paint your own path. Thank you for being here with me, and remember, continue to have faith in yourself, and most importantly, have faith in God. Be gentle with yourselves. Bye!